we were talking about growing up around cigarette smokers and in a society that widely accepted cigarette smoking. Different generations obviously grew up with this, but my generation, Gen X, was certainly a generation that grew up amongst a ton of cigarette smoking. Everywhere that we went, people were smoking. You went to a family member's house, there was a haze of smoke in the house, and there were ashtrays everywhere. You went to, I mean, you could smoke on airplanes, you could smoke in restaurants, you could smoke in hospitals, you could smoke everywhere. This person here says, we had a student smoking area in the parking lot. We'd run out for a few puffs between classes. All the teachers smoked in the teacher's lounge. When I went to high school, I graduated junior high in '87, and I went freshman year in Southern Indiana in Linton High School, Linton Stockton High School in Linton, Indiana, in Greene County. We had a small high school. It was, obviously a completely different time. It was the late '80s, and back then, our small little high school, they used to leave all the windows and doors open on a nice day. If it was April, if it was September or October, or August, September, October, and it was a nice day, and the weather was good, the doors would be propped open so that you could get some air in the place. And we had this was the old high school that has since been torn down, and a new one has been built in its place on the same property. But in the old high school, we used to have a door, so that would be in the back on the west side. Like when you walked out, you were facing the football field, and there were a set of steps there. And that's where we all went. The door was propped open, and you just went down to the first floor and ducked out the back and lit up a smoke. And sometimes the teachers just sat there with you. They would come out to have a smoke with you. I remember sitting there with a couple of friends smoking, and I don't know if it was our English teacher or our German teacher that would come out and have a few cigarettes and just kind of shoot the shit with us. And you think about that now. And I think about my son getting ready to go. He's going to graduate junior high. He's going to graduate 8th grade in May. And then in August, he's going to start his freshman year of high school. And I'm thinking, that isn't even close to what the reality is in today's world. Like, he can't even fit that into his head. You went outside during the school day to smoke with teachers. Yeah, right outside the back. When I say right outside the back door, like, you'd stand there and lean against the door that was propped open. I mean, the open door was right there, and you'd be having smokes. You talk about this with the younger generations, and they're like, well, where did you get your cigarettes? We fucking had them on us. You brought cigarettes into school? Yeah, we brought a lot of shit into school. Cigarettes was like the least of anybody's concern. But yeah, I had a pack of... shit, back then I was smoking Winston's. I started smoking Winston filterless, then went to Winston filters, then moved to Marlboro Reds, then moved to Marlboro Lights, and then moved to Camel Lights, and stayed on Camels until, I started rolling my own the last few years of my smoking life. But yeah, you just pop out the back door, hang out on the back stoop with a couple of teachers, having a couple of smokes, waiting for the bell to ring, telling you to get your... Especially if you had a class on the first floor, which was like typing. I remember was on the first floor over by that door. I think English was down on that floor. I can't remember, but yeah, that was commonplace. You could smoke in the fucking hospital where my kids were born. Well, at least where one of them was born. I remember Lutheran General had a fucking room where people were in there burning. It looked like a lunchroom, just with tables and ashtrays, and there was so much fucking tar on the walls you couldn't even see through the fucking windows of that little room. But yeah, this is common place to smoke at school with teachers.